Say hi to everyone, Ripley. Say hi. Say hi. No, stay there. Stay there. Say hi. Can you, hey, who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who? All right. Hold on, I'm gonna go look at the kitty cat. I don't know if I've ever mentioned anyone on here about this this cat that she looks really rough. Seen her living outside the building, so I started feeding her this summer back when Jackie was still around. So it's been probably about 4.5 months now. I've been feeding this cat twice a day. And finally, I got her to start coming upstairs. She was up here earlier, so I don't want to go out and look first. I'm gonna just do it on the camera. But we've been feeding this cat, and she still won't let me come up to her. But I can get really close, but not too close. So I set up this thing up on my porch for her, so that she can live behind it, put some food back there, because it's starting to get cold out now. And it just snowed the other day, and I'm trying to get this cat to get her to let me help her and get her to a vet and get her she got half of her ear, one of her ears missing. She keeps bleeding on and off all the time. She looks like she's in just bad shape, so but she's still trucking. But I'm trying to get where she'll let me take her to the vet, and then either let her move in with us if she can get along with my cat and my dog, or Ripley, get away. No, get away from the door, babe. Get away from the door. Go. I don't want to lose you, ding dong. Get up on the couch. Up. Stay. And then either let her move in with us or find her a good home. So I got these boxes set up with a blanket for her to lay on. I got some food out here, but the one time she was back there, and I went to reach around and put some food back there, and she freaked and ran off, and she didn't come back up here for a while. So I got to be careful here. I don't want to scare her off, because she got locked in a fucking big metal box last night. I'll show you that in a minute, but I had to bust the lock off. My landlord wasn't too happy, but they can still lock it up, thankfully. But I heard her meowing in there, so I'll get to that in a minute. But let's see if she's out here. I haven't named her yet, but let's see if she's out here. I don't close this door so Ding Dong doesn't get out of the house. I don't want Ripley to get out. She got a nice little setup. There she is. Got some food, water. That's her. Yeah, that's her. If we come and go, she don't really care. She just kind of stays hidden back there. But I'd catch her up here a couple times sleeping, which I've been trying to get her to come up here and sleep and get out of the wind and the cold, or the wind and the rain and snow and shit at least. But I don't know. So she was up there a few times, and I scared her off, and then she wouldn't come back. So now she's finally back up there. But a couple days ago, one of these big boxes back here, we call them conex boxes at work, kind of like semi-trailer boxes. They had one that they left open, and it was open for a few days, and then one day, I don't know, maybe Thursday or something, they closed it. They closed it up and locked it, and the cat, she's not always out here. She kind of takes off sometimes, and they'll come back. But this box here, so she'll kind of come and go. So for a day or two, I was kind of looking around, and then I realized I didn't see her. So I checked under the stairs, because there was a door open under the stairs, and then someone closed that. I ended up finding a possum under there who had been trapped under our stairs for 2 days. So I stuck some food and water out for it, because it wouldn't come out. So put some food and water down, and then I went upstairs for a while, and then later on I kind of crept out and looked, and it finally came out and ate the food and drank some water and took off. But see, this lock here, it was up here. There was a setup like this up here, and I was trying to break the lock with the sledgehammer, but I accidentally ripped the whole fucking thing out. But the reason I started knocking on it, because I started wondering, after finding the possum under the stairs, I was like, dude, I wonder if she's trapped in this fucking box. So I knocked on it earlier yesterday and didn't hear nothing, and then last night I came back, and thank God I have a sledgehammer, but I came out here and started knocking, and I could hear her meowing inside, and I was like, fuck, dude, she is in there. It's been somewhere between 24 or 48 hours, I'm not sure which, but she was trapped inside of here without any food and water, so I busted the lock off and got her out of there. Thank God I had a sledgehammer, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to get her out of there. Now, the landlord did come to work today. It's Sunday today. Sunday, let's see what day today is. Sunday, November 24th. Thanksgiving's this Thursday. But, yeah, I was like, man, I just... was getting really concerned about her, because if it had been over 48 hours without food and water, and I wasn't sure if he was going to show up today. I wasn't sure if I was going to oversleep and miss him. So I kind of broke it open, and it wasn't too happy, but I mean, it wasn't mad, I don't think, but I don't know. I feel bad, but I made sure that, there was another way to lock it just in case, I fucked the thing up, which I ended up doing. So right here, we got this. These are the stairs. We got a door here. Apparently that has a door. I never realized that before. In 7.5 years, I didn't realize it. And then these two doors were open. So those doors have been open for like a week or two. And then finally they got closed. And after I didn't see the cat for a couple of days, I was like, well, maybe she got trapped underneath. So I opened up this door. And right under there, right behind the antifreeze jug, was a possum just sitting there. And I was like, oh shit. Well, thank God I checked under here, because if I hadn't been looking for the cat, I would have never checked inside of here, and that possum would have either starved to death or died from thirst, or both, man. So thank God we found that, because we're always trying to help out animals in need. Anytime I find an animal that needs help, especially baby animals, but just animals in general, I'm always trying to help them out. So thank God I looked inside of there. I still didn't find the cat, and that's what made me start thinking about that box, and sure enough, she was locked inside of there. And then she ran off and disappeared over into the woods, and I was like, shit, man, she usually doesn't leave. I was like sometimes I can't find her, but she usually doesn't run off, and I was like, man, fuck, dude, I hope she's gonna come back. And then I didn't see her this morning, and I was like, dude, I really hope she didn't just take off and think somebody intentionally locked her in there. I was like, I really hope she doesn't think I did it. So I was looking around, and finally I was like, I wonder if she came back upstairs. And sure enough. You see her here. You see blood from her ear on the door here. It starts bleeding and stopping all the time. So, yeah, she's chilling up there. I keep trying to get her out of the cold, I'm like, man, I just want you need to move inside, because the winter's just getting started, and it's fucking brutally cold outside in the wintertime out here. Here's another one that we saved. Jackie, I understand why people, I do understand why when people adopt an animal, they say they rescued it, because especially if they had a bad life or something. But when I got Jackie, I just, I never said I rescued her, because if I didn't adopt her, somebody else was going to. But with Ripley, we actually rescued Ripley, because I found her wandering around out on the streets. She was wandering around with a rope tied real tight around her neck, and see, look at her. She's like, I love you, Papa. I'm so happy to be here. Hey, watch them teeth. My hand tastes good. Watch them teeth, baby. I keep trying to explain to her that she can't be playing like that with her teeth, because some people just hate pits and pit mixes just because they're a pit or pit mix, People just hate them just because. People that never even bother to look into them or be around them or anything just hate them just because they hear stories and just believe whatever they hear. So I keep telling her, you can't be doing that stuff with your teeth unless it's me, because obviously, I'll get over it. But see, she's gnawing on my hand. How's that taste? Huh? How's that taste? But I keep trying to tell her that she can't do that stuff with other people, because, there's somebody's kid or pet. If she does that with them, they're going to freak out, and then I'll have to shoot somebody. Hey. Relax, baby. But yeah, there's another one that we actually rescued. We found her wandering around the streets. So we got her. Last night, we actually rescued the cat from it being locked inside a fucking metal box and no food and water, and inadvertently, without even knowing, rescued a possum that was locked under the stairs. And then, if you look, there's this community college next to us, and that's their little maintenance shop out there. So, that dumpster one night, we were out there, Ripley went poop. I went on a walk, so I went to throw it back in there, and I found a raccoon in there. And actually, there ended up being two in there. And I have a stick out here on the porch that almost kind of looks like a walking stick that you just find on the, fell off a tree and use as a walking stick. I stick it down in the corner and kind of like prop it up, along that upper corner so they can climb out, because they jumped in there right after it got dumped and they were trapped. They couldn't get back out of there. Well, one of them did. By the time I ended up getting coming back with a stick, I saw one of them was already walking around the lip and then climbed over on that box over there, that desk, whatever that is, and had gotten out. But the other one was like stuck in the corner, and like, not stuck, but he just wouldn't move. I think it was scared, or I don't know. I started thinking it was hurt, but then finally we made a couple of big laps around this parking lot over here at the school, and then came back, and twice it was still in there. So then finally, after I showed it kind of what to do, climbing up the stick, I kind of used my hand and just, I was like, you just go up the stick. And when we came back around, it had gotten out and was gone. So that one raccoon was really pissed, dude. It was like hissing and growling and snarling at me and shit. And the other one was perfectly fine. Well, one night I went outside and I had fed the kitty cat on the other side of the building. And as soon as I fed her, I walked around the building and came back like a minute later, and a raccoon shoved the cat out of the way and was stealing her food. So I tried to scare the raccoon off. I was literally so close I could just reach out and touch it, and it wouldn't run. I had an empty water bottle. I kept banging on the tire wheel of this trailer that I put the food on, and it just wouldn't leave. So finally I scared it off and like yelling and and started jumping around and shit, and it ran off. But every time I walked around the building and came back, he or she, the raccoon, immediately kept coming back to try to steal her food. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck, man? I'm like, I don't mind if you eat what she leaves left over, because she doesn't always finish the food. I'm like, but don't push our cat out of the way and just take her fucking food. I'm like, you could eat all kind of shit. This cat can't. So finally, I picked up some rocks, and like, I wasn't trying to hit the raccoon, but I was just throwing them like in its direction and like hitting those metal barrels you saw on the other side of the building. I was just kind of throwing them at the barrels just to try to scare it off, and just kind of throwing them around it, near it, at metal things to scare it off. And finally it left. Well, that day I seen that raccoon in there, and the one was fine, didn't care, it was just cool as can be, and the other one was just snarling and growling. And I was like, dude, I wonder if that's the one I was throwing the rocks, like, not at it, but throwing it in its direction. So I started explaining to it over and over and over. I was like, dude, if that was you, I was not trying to hit you. That's why I didn't hit you. Like, if I wanted to hit you with a rock, I could have. Like, I was just trying to scare you off because you're stealing our cat's food. I'm like, anytime you find leftovers from the cat, you're more than welcome. But don't push her out of the way and steal her meal. Let her eat first, and whatever's left over you can have. And after a few times explaining it, it just stopped growling, stopped snarling. It was perfectly fine. It stayed in the back corner, off to like the back right corner. But, it kind of wouldn't move, but it was fine. It stopped. And then finally it kind of like stopped being so tense, and it stayed in the corner, but it started looking around and stopped like, having that death stare looking at me like it was going to kill me. And, when we came back that last time, it had gotten out, and I was like, well, if that was you, hopefully that'll square us, because, I was like, I wasn't trying to hurt you, man. I love animals. I don't ever hurt animals. Like, I just wanted to make sure I scared you off, and so the cat could eat, and then you could eat his leftovers. So, I don't know. But anyhow, we got this kitty cat just chilling back here. I put the boxes there, and then I found that big, like, quarter circle cardboard there, and stuck it up there so she, kind of block off the view a little bit. And, hopefully she'll just stay up here now. And when I opened up that box last night, that metal box, she actually let me get real close. I got right by her, and then I reached out to try to pet her. That's when she she hissed at me, but then, she's cool. She just didn't want me to pet her. So a couple times I've snuck right up on her because I don't think she can hear very good. One time she was sleeping, and I got right up on her, and I just reached out and petted her once, and she like popped her head up and like hissing at me, and then ran off a few steps like, yo, it's just me, baby. And then she stopped, and I was like, oh, okay. So you just scared me. So I'm hoping we're making progress with the cat, because as soon as I can find as soon as I can, I don't want to, like, I can easily get her, like get her locked up in this cage I have for my cat, but, like a travel case. But Ripley, stop with the teeth, baby. You cannot be doing that, mama. I could easily just kind of sneak up on her and shove her in there before she knows what's happening. But the problem is, I don't think a vet's going to want to take care of her. She's just freaking out, and I don't want her like shitting and pissing all over herself in that cage. So I got to wait until she's, comes up to me and lets me pet her, but I'm like, dude, it's just going to keep getting colder, man. Like, you are going to need to get in a home soon, man. That's why she went in that box, to get away from the weather. And whoever works downstairs, they didn't realize she was in there, and they just, closed it because it was open for 3 or 4 days. They opened it, or they went and shut the door and locked it and didn't realize she was in there. So we got her out, and now she's finally actually staying up on the porch. She's been up on the porch all day long. And, yeah, it's good. That's the longest I've seen her stay up there before. So at some point, I'm going to have to reach around and give her some more water and food, and I hope she doesn't freak out. But now that I got that quarter circle of cardboard, I can set a can or bowl down like right next to it, and without her actually seeing me, as long as she's inside them boxes. But, yeah, I don't know if I've talked about it before, not in the videos. I thought I did, but I'm not sure. We also found a baby mouse at work one day and brought it home for a couple days until it was big enough to walk, because it couldn't walk at first. It's too small. And then finally we raised it the rest of the way for like 4 or 5 days, and then it was a he. I thought it was a girl, but then all of a sudden one day it had an outie, and I was like, oh, that's a boy. And he kind of panicked, and then he just stayed hidden. Those cardboard boxes originally were like a maze I was setting up for him, to like a little house for him to live in, to where I could like let him loose in there while I locked the cat up, and then let the cat out and put him in somewhere she can't get to him. But yeah, I was hoping to make a pet out of him too, but it didn't work. He just wasn't having it. So I went to work and I released him in one of these buildings, and I made sure there was no mouse traps or anything in there. And I let him go, and I was feeding him. I kept checking in on him every couple of days. I was leaving him. He loves chips, potato chips, and then he liked Cheerios too. I was leaving him just regular Cheerios. So anytime I leave, I would leave like big handfuls of Cheerios, and a few days later they'd all be gone. I was like, wow, dude, he had a hefty appetite. Ripley, stop with the teeth, babe. And but anytime I left potato chips, that was always the first thing to disappear. And I kept leaving him water and food, and it went on for a couple months, and then finally I went in there this week. Hey, stop with the teeth, babe. And then I went in there the other day and checked, and the potato chips are still there. The food hadn't disappeared. The water hadn't went down at all, because it was regularly for a couple months. And then I was like, dude, I think something might have happened to him. So I went over and put Cheerios in a different corner, because I was afraid somebody at work realized what I was doing, because they all know I love animals. And I think one of the bastards fucking like poisoned the food or something fucking stupid, because the way the Cheerios, they like shrunk to really small. And I have this bad feeling that some fucking rotten bastard that I work with poisoned the fucking food. I'm not positive, but if I ever find out someone did, I'm going to kick the shit out of them. But, so I left Cheerios in another hidden corner and the water, and I checked after a few days, and, so either he got trapped outside and something happened, or, because they open those doors regularly, like every day they open the door to get something out of there, and I'm afraid he either got out and didn't make it back in time before they shut the door, or something happened. Hopefully, just, if he did get outside, I'm hoping he's all right, but it's fucking freezing cold outside now. It's not too bad today, but it already snowed the other day, and, I have a bad feeling that something happened to him. So I got videos of him, too. I've been meaning to put those up. When he was still a baby, I took some videos of him, so hopefully, I can find that video and post that one, too. I just forgot. Ripley, stop with the teeth, baby. I gotta play with her, so anyhow, I just wanted to let everybody know what's going on. The kitty cat. Hey, don't chew the blanket, dude. So we got one rescue doggy we found roaming the streets here, and then we got a kitty cat outside. I'm trying to get her fixed up and make sure she got no bugs on her, bring her in the house and see if she'll get along with these two. Stop chewing the blanket. You can't swallow that shit, babe. And unfortunately, our mousy buddy didn't work out here. I hope he's okay, but I left food for him in a different spot in case some bastard did poison his food. Because I've never seen Cheerios shrink, and the other ones that I left, they're still the same size. They haven't shrunk at all. So I have a feeling somebody put something on the shit, dude. I will be fucking livid if that's what happened, dude. All I know is if that's what happened, whoever did it better fucking hope I never find out that they did it, because I will fucking snap, dude. I raised that mouse myself here from a little baby up to where it was able to be released, and I will be very, very upset. But I couldn't keep it as a pet, and I don't want to turn it outside, because I knew that, hey, Stop chewing on the blanket, babe. I didn't want to turn it loose outside because I knew winter's coming and it wouldn't have a chance living outside in the cold. So I let it go there. And we found it in the main building at our work. And then I went to the smaller building out back and I let it go there because, one, it was inside with no mouse traps, and two, being that I found it at work, it was there for like 2 days. I thought it was like a mouse that had gotten into the fucking poison traps and was like sick or slowly dying or something. But then I realized it was just a baby. So maybe it has family around or something. I don't know. But I'm hoping for the best for him. Stop with the teeth, darling. This crazy doggy. Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it, babe? Who is it? Hey. Who is it? Who is that? Who is it? Who is it? She got one guy that works downstairs that Jackie was always buddies with and always wanted to go around and see. And so she's met him a couple times at the back of the building on our side where the stairs are. And 2 days in a row now she's taking me over there to go. This is army crawls and stretches it out. She's yesterday and today she drug me back over there to go see if he was there to say hi when he wasn't there. So anyhow, hope y'all having a great week. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I hope y'all have a wonderful holiday, and I will catch y'all later. Hey, say bye-bye. Say bye. Who is it? Yeah, say bye-bye. Say bye. Later, y'all.